Starting to tear into Speedy's transmission. I've already had the top cover off of it once, so I know there aren't going to be any horrible surprises in there. Stupid camera, but still needs to be gone through, refreshed. Little pin that locates the shifter. Oh, that's pretty hogged out in there. Pin that locates the shifter fell down in, I believe, when I pulled the stick the first time to move the transmission, or lift the cab off. That's what it was for. A few videos back, drained the oil out of this. And other than a little bit of water at the bottom, it was all good thick gear oil. So, I don't think there are any contributing factors to why they parked it in here. I think that was all forward in the engine itself. Last bolt. Cover just lifts off. Nothing abnormal. And that, still got nice safety wires on everything, so never been any major repair done to this, I don't believe. Bit of surface. Oh, that might be an issue. Here, I thought there wasn't any major wear on this thing. Not liking that. The gear face on that, and down on that one to an extent. Yeah, they kind of chewed on the front of the gears a little bit. What we can do now, probably can't find a replacement for those that are in any better shape either. Put these back in just so I don't lose them. Of course, back here, yoke just pops off. This is actually the bolt I was torquing on in the last video, where I had I was operating the PTO pump. This could be a problem. Try hitting it with the hammer. That solves everything. This could potentially be a problem. Off the bench. Yes.
Trying to untorque or more torque?
Untorque.
Is it frozen up? Switch over to this side.
Okay.
So you're going straight onto it.
Oh, 1 second. Need to get her back into 2 different gears. Try that. Oh. Now we're just skidding it.
Any idea where the lollipop is?
Right outside the service doors.
Because that's going to have more leverage. I suggest we put it on the floor and put the lollipop in there.
I think if we do that, we're going to break it.
Have you tried an impact?
Yes, but my little guy won't touch it.
We don't have enough adapters to get up to that, do we? Because that's...
I have a half to that somewhere.
Okay.
And I mean, I also have this little loot, but...
Did that come out of... No, that's one of yours.
That's my... yeah, I bought this myself. It's bigger than anything that kit has.
And are we sure it is...
Yes.
Normally threaded?
Because I've taken it off before.
Ah.
That's what I had the wrench on. Lifting and lowering the box. And also torquing on it, trying to get the engine to pop free. You know, torquing on it when it had a frozen engine to keep everything from turning.
Right. I suggest we get the big 1/2-inch impact. Because sometimes that
Yeah.
rattling really helps. Okay, but I'm halfway through my stuff.
Okay. Is that out in the shop?
I believe so. Just make sure it gets back there, please.
Yeah. There we go. Now that just slides right off. Still don't like that design. Because that's the seal face. And this drum will probably need to get replaced. It's cracking in there. I don't know if... Yeah, the camera's picked it up. I'm feeling a jag of metal in here somewhere. That's... Yes, there's holes through the heads of these bolts. I think they were safety wired at some point. Which means this has been off. There's speedometer drive. And there's its key as well, or thing. I'm not really sure what you'd call that. Wait. Yep, popped right off of the big impact.
They're amazing tools.
Yes, they are.
Did it have a throw-up bearing? A little rough.
Just a touch. It would have been fine to run it like that.
Well, that is a basic tranny, isn't it?
Yeah, like I said, that's the one that they built because they got sick of the loggers breaking the little 3-speeds that were synchronized 2-3. This one has no synchros, all straight cut gears, screams like a banshee.
And the whole thing is a giant oil reservoir.
Yup. Yup. Most complex part of that is the PTO.
Okay, so your PTO, and I'm sure you know this.
Yeah.
Dead stop before engaging.
Yes. Dead stop. Clutch in.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
don't forget prayers and sacrifices too.
It probably helped with this thing.
No, like you're staying in here.
Come here, Pop. Come on. Yeah. Kind of a cool pattern on the heads, though. It's an A in there, I think. Front cover. That divot goes down. Okay, we've worn a hole in the side of it there, it looks like. Oh! Oh. Oh, that's not supposed. Oh. Oh. So what happened, you stay in there, is that bearing walked forward, started munching into this, or, oh no, it started spinning, didn't it? Yep, bearing spun. As long as they're gonna find a way to break it one way or another. Can't blow up the synchros? I'll just blow up literally everything else instead. Let's get them out here. Yeah, that thing is just as simple as they could make it. Just simple sliding gear. Ooh, does it? That is genius. That locates those two and has the bolt hole to go through it. What are you doing? It's such a stupid design, but it works so well. It just gets bolted up. That plate is notches in the back of these two pegs that these bolt into. Here's the reverse fork. Here's the shaft it goes on. There's the reverse fork, or shaft for the fork. Like that. No excessive slop on it. Almost got it. And it's just through this casting. I just need to get it through this casting at least. the countershaft out. Come on, camera, focus. Alright, here we go. Got the transmission pretty much, or yeah, it's entirely torn down now. Found a few major issues. Namely, oh, this isn't the worst. That bearing is spun. So that's in the main case. But that shouldn't be too hard of a repair to do. Just take this down to the machine shop I work at. We'll bore her out, put a sleeve in. Idea that sleeve will be the same as the OD of this bearing should be. Put that sleeve in, everyone will be happy. Fortunately, because that bearing spun, you can see it started spinning in this interface, munched its way through there. And I don't know if the camera will be able to pick this up, but the bottom, that is much more worn than the top is, because the bearing spun settled down into that. This was taking that weight. Would buy a new one of these if I could. Unfortunately, unobtainium. That's huge me's problem. Next issue, these thrust washers. That's about what they should look like. This one's a little bit worn, but not bad. Probably reuse it. Significant step. Most material is gone on it. And of course they're steel backed, so it's not just a matter of popping a new one out of some brass stock. Next up on the list of issues is this shaft. I can actually hook my fingernail on those wear lines, or at least the majority of them. That's where these bearings rode on them. But it may still be in spec. You know, it might just be a throw it in the lathe, polish it up, continue to send it. Other discoveries I've made is that case started out as that color. That's a very, very deep blue. That's the color that this is. This is. Engine block is. But PTO unit, this Chelsea PTO, the galleon put on to run in the dump box, I believe was unpainted from the factory, so it'll be getting the same blue color as that. This, however, the back casing thing, that should be black. So that's going to get painted black. That's going to get painted blue. That'll be blue. That'll be blue. And of course the shifter will be black because it goes up into the cabin. That's about all I've got on the transmission. Like to be able to film the bearing bore repair at the machine shop. I don't know if I can. You know, if I can get a camera mount, I might be able to just stick the camera on the milling machine. But all really depends on what my uncle lets me do. It's his machine shop, I work for him. I have to track down these bearings. Of course, it's just crash box 4-speed, no synchros. So, might have to take a file to these teeth, clean them up a little bit. Other than that, it's just bearings and gaskets to reseal it. Do have a machine shop lined up for take the engine to. Hopefully that'll go there very soon. Start getting that work done at the block machine, the crank machined. That's about all the new progress there is. Still in the process of tearing down the frame. Have made some rather major progress to it. Got the box off. That'll be a separate video when I get finished getting the box super frame torn down. And I do have a deadline to get this truck done by, or at least running and dumping. The Antique Machinery Club I'm a part of, they have a bunch of old equipment out at a fairgroundy kind of place. And they have a big show, 4th of July. They have a bunch of cable hose and drag lines and shovels. All kinds of stuff to load carry equipment. They have a bunch of dozers and graders and whatnot to do things with dirt once it's been moved by carry equipment. They don't have any carry equipment out there. So, I need to get this thing done by 4th of July so they can have some carry equipment. You know, even if it's just throw a load of dirt in it, run it around the parade loop, come back, dump it in the exact same place we got it from. But this thing needs to be done and rolling by 4th of July next year. So, that's all the progress there is. Thanks for watching.